Did you have did your kids ever call 911 when they were little?
No, but I've called 911 of my kids before when they wouldn't go to bed on time. But, thankfully it was not included in Greg's little segment there. Thankfully, close call. They are very, very patient emergency response workers there. So come on, you guys, figure out your correct emergencies. Let's have a look at our forecast, which, was borderline touch and go. And right now it looks like it's mostly wet. This weather report brought to you by Rogers. So what we're looking at here is there is a frontal system embedded in this huge swath of cloud coming over the coastline. A little bit of a warm front sort of just dammed right up against higher terrain of Vancouver Island. In advance of that, the air is considerably chillier. You can see in some of the blue on the Doppler radar here, we're getting snow over higher terrain on the island. Same applies to the lower mainland. It's definitely snowing up on the mountains. The snow line locally over Metro Vancouver, it's rapidly sagging down to within 100, maybe 200 meters of sea level. There's a lot of communities locally that are up above that mark, so we could see things getting a little slushy at times as the morning wears on. I zoomed in, can't find much except obviously some flurries over the mountains. There was some borderline precipitation occurring in Mission, north of the river right now. Higher spots might be Queen Elizabeth Park, maybe Westwood Plateau towards Coquitlam, Heritage Mountain, Burnaby Mountain, those areas along the North Shore as well, where we could see things getting a little slushy at times. But the ground is soaking wet. I no longer believe that we're talking about any significant accumulations of wet snow, just some slushy conditions on some of those inland routes. I put together our 15-hour computer model forecast to give you an idea of what I'm looking at. So during the morning, the snow line sagging very low off the neighboring North Shore Mountains. Some of the northeast sector does end up into the snow zone, as we like to call it. It might be slush or mixed rain and snow with minimal accumulations, but be mindful if your travels take you east along the river valley. It's also going to be cold most of the day. Elsewhere, everything eventually washes out as rain. We get to day's end into the evening. It's mild, it's windy and wet. Current conditions, 3 at the airport in the rain. I've seen it colder than that in a few spots. Today's high is 6. Tomorrow, 10 degrees in the pouring rain. And then it starts to clear off. So for New Year's Eve, it's dry and chilly. For the first day of 2019, looking drier and chillier on that latest update as well. Wish it was dry and chilly right now, Greg.
Yeah, me too. Good morning, Russ. It is very wet out there this morning, and